WP we knew humans were weak as they avoided every war with diplomacy. We never imagined they'd be this ruthless and how seemingly overnight they went from peaceful beings to a state they call total war. War is in their blood and soul. They thrive on it, mostly when the odds are against them. For 100 years after they joined the Council, the so-called human peace existed. They talked their way out of every conflict that came their way, seeking always to reach a peaceful outcome. When wars did break out, they never took a side, instead sending humanitarian aid to worlds on both sides. The White Helmets and Red Crosses were welcome on worlds throughout Council space, and humans gained a well-deserved reputation for selfless bravery. Across 1,000 worlds, stories were told of unarmed humans going into active war zones to rescue civilians, treat the wounded, and bring food to the starving. Peace could not last forever, however. The Bythorn Empire, bolstered by successes against their smaller neighbors, turned their greedy eyes on human space. They demanded the surrender of several key border worlds housing millions of human colonists. Humanity refused but tried to negotiate. Mistaking pacifism for weakness, the Bythorn made an ultimatum: hand over the worlds or be destroyed. The deadline came and went. The Bythorn invaded. 13 worlds burned, 10 million humans died. The human peace had ended. It had been estimated that humanity could produce perhaps a dozen warships a week, compared to the 100 the Bythorn could make. As the Bythorn pushed deeper into human space, however, their advance began to stall. A seemingly endless number of human warships was being sent to the front lines, far more than they should be able to make. As the war dragged on, the Bythorn were fought to a standstill. We sent ships into human space to find the source of this unexpected fleet, and we found that every man and woman in human space had joined the war effort. Not only were they building warships in their military yards, but all civilian yards had been turned over to the military too. Ships were being assembled in orbit around backwater worlds and on distant asteroid mining facilities. Entire new shipyards were appearing almost overnight, lacking all the amenities of proper space stations but sufficient to churn out warships in untold numbers. Humanity did not have a military, it was a military. 4 years after the first Bythorn invasion, the human counter-offensive began. The Bythorn front collapsed and humanity retook their worlds. They pushed deep into Bythorn territory, destroying fleets, smashing infrastructure, and rapidly rending the Empire unable to fight. The banner of humanity was raised over world after world, often with no need for ground forces to be deployed. The Bythorn soldiers had seen the risks an unarmed human was willing to take and had no desire to face one with a gun and a grudge. It took only a year to bring the Empire to its knees and force its total and unconditional surrender.